I am Tarık Toros. Welcome to What's Happening in Turkey. The Kurdish issue. A new call for peace or a political gamble? For decades, Turkey has grappled with the Kurdish issue, a complex conflict involving political, social, and international dimensions. Efforts to reach a peaceful resolution have repeatedly failed due to shifting alliances, distrust, and geopolitical pressures. On 27 February 2025, Abdullah Öcalan, the jail leader of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, issued a long-awaited statement reigniting discussions about a potential resolution. The Dolmabahçe Agreement, a hope that faded. One of the most significant peace efforts took place in 2013 when Öcalan, from his prison cell, called on the PKK to take three key steps: end the armed struggle, withdraw from Turkey's borders, focus on democratic political engagement. This message was met with widespread optimism. The Turkish government, led by then Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, initiated the resolution process, establishing a Wise People Committee to promote reconciliation. However, a series of political crises, the 2013 Gezi Park protests, a major corruption scandal implicating government officials, and Erdoğan's shifting political alliances undermined trust in the process. The Dolmabahçe Agreement, announced on 28 February 2015, marked a high point in peace talks, but Erdoğan soon dismissed it, leading to a resurgence of conflict. A new call for disarmament. What's different this time? Fast forward to 27 February 2025, Öcalan issued a groundbreaking statement urging not just the PKK, but all Kurdish armed groups to lay down their weapons. The PKK responded by declaring a ceasefire, expressing support for Öcalan's vision of peace and a democratic society. However, they set conditions. A secure environment must be established for a Congress to formalize their dissolution. Öcalan must be granted physical freedom and proper working conditions to lead the process effectively. This move has triggered intense debate within the Kurdish political movement. Meanwhile, Mazlum Abdi, the commander of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces in northern Syria, clarified, "This call is for the PKK, not for us." This distinction highlights the regional complexity of the issue, as Kurdish factions in Syria operate under different political and military circumstances. A last-minute twist. Was the state orchestrated? During the meeting where Öcalan's statement was read, an unexpected breaking note was added. The disarmament of the PKK and its dissolution will, without a doubt, require the recognition of democratic politics and legal frameworks. This statement has fueled speculation about whether Öcalan's call was coordinated with the Turkish state. His emphasis on legal guarantees raises questions about whether the government will reciprocate with political reforms. A shift in strategy. Is autonomy off the table? Öcalan's latest call signals a shift in the traditional Kurdish political strategy. He dismissed the long-standing demands for federation and autonomy as outdated, instead advocating for reconciliation within Turkey's existing nation-state framework. This departure from previous Kurdish demands could reshape Turkey's political landscape. However, its success hinges on the Turkish government's response and the ability of Kurdish factions to align with Öcalan's vision. The Syria factor, a major obstacle. Although Öcalan did not explicitly mention Syria, regional dynamics will heavily influence the outcome of his call. Key factors include the tense relationship between the Kurdish administration in northern Syria and the Syrian regime in Damascus. Mazlum Abdi's reluctance to disarm, as doing so could expose Kurdish territories to Turkish or Syrian military control. Turkey's ongoing military operations in northern Syria, which complicate any peace efforts. A historic opportunity or a tactical maneuver. The situation remains unpredictable. While the PKK has declared a ceasefire, it has not yet taken concrete steps to disarm. How Turkey and regional actors respond will determine whether this moment leads to genuine peace or another cycle of failed negotiations. One thing is certain: the impact of Öcalan's call will be felt for years, affecting Turkey's democratization process, regional power struggles, and international relations. Diploma controversy, a political weapon in Turkey's elections. Turkish politics is facing renewed tensions after Istanbul's mayor, Ekrem İmamoğlu, announced his presidential candidacy. Shortly after, the Istanbul Chief Public Prosecutor's Office launched an investigation into his university diploma, raising concerns that Turkey's judiciary is being used to sideline political opponents. What is the investigation about? The inquiry centers on allegations that İmamoğlu's 1990 transfer from a university in northern Cyprus to Istanbul University may have been irregular. If his diploma is annulled, he would be constitutionally barred from running for president. A suspiciously timed probe. The timing has raised eyebrows. The investigation was launched immediately after İmamoğlu declared his candidacy, fueling speculation that it's a politically motivated attempt to disqualify him. İmamoğlu dismissed the allegations as political manipulation, insisting that his diploma is legitimate. However, the mere existence of an inquiry could undermine his campaign by casting a shadow of legal uncertainty over his eligibility. Erdoğan's diploma, the unsolved mystery. This is not the first diploma controversy in Turkish politics. President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan's university degree has been a subject of debate for years. Officially, Erdoğan graduated from Marmara University in 1981. However, discrepancies in dates, inconsistencies in the design of his diploma, and the absence of any classmates publicly confirming his studies have fueled doubts. In contrast to İmamoğlu, no investigation has ever been launched into Erdoğan's diploma. Instead, those who questioned its authenticity have faced legal action, a double standard. The contrast between the two cases highlights concerns about the rule of law in Turkey. While İmamoğlu's diploma is being scrutinized just as he emerged as a major opposition figure, Erdoğan's long-standing diploma controversy has been ignored by the judiciary. If İmamoğlu is legally barred from running, it would reinforce allegations that Erdoğan is using state institutions to eliminate rivals. This would not only undermine the credibility of the upcoming elections but also further damage Turkey's already fragile democratic institutions. At this point, the diploma issue is no longer just an academic debate. It's a test of democracy in Turkey. I am Tarık Toros. You have been watching What's Happening in Turkey. See you next week.